Resident Evil is a franchise that I think most people have heard of one way or another. It's a franchise that, with many others, has become synonymous with survival horror. So the specific Resident Evil we're talking about here is Resident Evil 6. Back when Resident Evil 6 dropped onto the scene, it drew a bit of a split between fans of the series. Longtime fans felt that, since Resident Evil 5, the franchise had been making a steady crawl away from what put the series on the map in the first place. That being the more eerie, slow burn suspense which drives its horror, with Resident Evil 6 being the final nail in the coffin supporting that theory. Over the years, I've seen people tear this game apart, and the game surely had some faults and a somewhat buggy start. However, to be perfectly frank, I don't really have a problem with this game. Now, you'd have to be pretty unobservant to just ignore the claim because, yeah, it's definitely more action-oriented. However, that doesn't make it a bad game. I'd even go as far to say that it doesn't make it a bad Resident Evil game. Which is another reason I thought it would be a great idea for me to replay it 10 years later and see if it's as good as I remember. Starting off with Leon's campaign, which I feel like most of us did. Come on, look at this guy.
Back for more.
Right off the bat, excluding the small tutorial at the beginning, throws you right into a pretty eerie setting. A tense, dimly lit office, with Leon staring down his sights, only to be aimed at the president, who has been infected and turned into a zombie.
I've always valued your friendship, Leon.
The president goes to lunge at a woman, who players don't know quite yet, who's across the room from Leon, leaving him no choice but to shoot him, ending his life. But hey, look, it's on again, everybody! So Helena Harper, the other agent we've met, insists that Leon gets to the Tall Oaks Cathedral, where she promises Leon that he'll find the answers he seeks, and he'll find out just who started the spread of the new virus. This segment has some stunning environments. It's so crowded, yet not. It gives off a very liminal vibe as you walk through this campus and see so many big open rooms, dozens of seats, but no one to be found. As you make your way through the building, a flashback plays of Leon speaking with the president about going public with the Raccoon City incident, which stirs up some suspicion that foul play may be involved. Alright, let's see here. A couple dozen dead college kids, some zombies, trip on the subway. Oof, the first of many of Leon's automobile accidents. There we go. Finally brings us to the Tall Oaks Cathedral, where a monster spewing gas that infects everyone around it leaves Leon no choice but to beat everybody's ass. Once you're finished here, you find a passage that leads you underneath the cathedral to find a spooky laboratory full of zombies and goiter monsters. Leon plays the most dangerous game of guess what's behind this door, and then watches a tape and sees Ada Wong's beebs.
Is this what you wanted to show me?
Afterwards, they finally find Deborah. In the middle of their escape, Deborah cocoons, blossoming into a necromorph. Trying to stop her, Ada hits her biggest clip yet, nailing her with a crossbow. Here they take a fun minecart ride and inevitably beat Deborah.
Forgive me.
Helena comes clean, revealing Simmons is the villain behind it all, coercing her involvement by holding her sister Deborah hostage unless she helped him. Taking some underground passages to escape the chambers beneath the cathedral, Leon and Helena battle the Meg, both becoming the shark slayers that the reef deserves. Then they go to China! Leon and Helena fly United Airlines to Langshan. After making a safe landing, they run into Sherry and Jake.
Leon?
Sherry?
Why are you here?
I'm tracking the man behind all this. Chief Security Advisor Simmons.
Sherry reveals that she works under Simmons, and Leon tries to get some information before Jake steps in and says, "Let the lady be."
I need to know.
But before they can finish their bro-down, Nemesis' cousin, twice removed Ustanak, interrupts them, making it a triple threat bro-down for the honor of Milady.
Welcome to the club.
After the fight, the two groups are separated, and Sherry tells Leon to meet her at the Kwanlong building, where she's meeting with Simmons.
Leon! We're gonna head to the Kwanlong building over in Kuchang! That's where I'm meeting with Simmons!
Sherry, listen! Until we get there, I need you to...
On their way there, Leon stops, takes a break, and just vibes a little bit with some chickens. And arguably turns the grossest monsters in the series into literal mincemeat.
That's a new trick.
Leon spots Ada, and the two of them chase her down before becoming trapped in a series of rooms where they must defeat the world's most dangerous Roomba. Once you breach the doors, we get a sweet round of fisticuffs between Leon and Chris, creating the coolest wallpaper potential.
I am pumping with testosterone right now!
Chris wants to kill Ada because she unalived the boys, and Leon needs her alive because she's a key witness in Simmons' crimes. In the midst of their argument, Ada removes the screwdriver from the demon core, causing a quick flash of radiation and light so she can escape. Leon and Chris come to an agreement of sorts where Chris goes after Ada and Leon will deal with Simmons. Finally arriving at the Kwanlong building, meeting up with Sherry, Simmons admits to his crimes, stating it was for the better of national security. Simmons orders them all to be executed, and in the midst of the gunfight, Simmons is knocked by a bot who fires a dart into his neck, infecting him with the C virus. In pain, he stumbles and falls off the building onto the Exposition Express, where Leon and Helena follow him. Following the rules of the railroad, he tells the two of them that if the president had come clean, he would have plunged the whole global order into a disaster. A boss battle ensues, and Leon and Helena kind of beat Simmons. He literally watches a helicopter fly away and slips off the train, getting run over, knocking the whole train with Leon and Helena on it into the ocean. Leon and Helena reach the shore, where Leon looks off into a happy group of citizens and finally confirms.
It's over.
Except it's not!
Leon, we have a situation.
We got a situation? Hunnigan tells Leon that Jake and Sherry have been kidnapped and are being held up in an underwater oil field, and that Jake is the key to stopping the spread of the virus. Right in the midst of the news, Chris sends Leon a quick DM saying, "Hey, heads up!"
Okay, I've got a Chris Redfield on the line, patching you through to his aircraft.
The worst case scenario happens when a missile blows up in the city Leon's in, infecting the residents, creating a sort of Raccoon City all over again.
What the fuck?
Leon and Helena struggle to reach a safe distance from the gas containing the virus, finally getting a moment's breather, only to realize
Something doesn't feel right.
Helena was right. Something doesn't feel right. Simmons is alive. He's a T-Rex now. Look, he's got the little short arms and everything. A Simmons beatdown ensues, courtesy of Leon and Helena. And they take a casual elevator ride to the top floor. Why the elevator? This is better than walking. Simmons anamorphs into another monster and follows them. In the middle of the fight with Simmons heading to the roof, we get a scene that I think most of us have been waiting for. There you go. We've all been rooting for the two of you the whole time. Climbing their way to the roof, we reach the epic showdown with Simmons. Hopefully. In an intense final battle, Simmons turns into a fly spider thing? Once you skewer him in his big orange sacks enough, he finally goes down. It's what you thought. No, he's still alive. Leon and Helena reach their evac chopper, and in the miracle second coming of Simmons, he climbs up again, trying to finish them off. But in classic Resident Evil fashion, Leon grabs a rocket launcher and blows him away, finally killing him off, allowing Leon and Helena to make their daring escape. Wrapping up Leon's campaign, we get a super heartwarming scene between the whole
Leon.
gang.
For the next time you see her.
Women.
Oh, Leon!
Well, that was Leon's campaign, and I gotta tell you, I loved every second of it. Compared to the others, I think Leon's campaign was the one that tried to stick to a somewhat classic Resident Evil formula compared to the others. The zombies in the city, the dark gritty halls, all the way to the super mutated boss at the end. It's not a perfect story, but what story is? Maybe even give it a replay yourself and see what you think. Until next time, thanks for watching.